All right, thank you so much for that beautiful report on the opening ceremony of Octofest 24. And moving on the show, it's time for us to have our discussion. And it's all about the digital landscape. We're talking about social media, content creation. And I have with me UC Royal, and we are going to be talking about oversharing and online presence.
All right, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming on the show. So, um, there's a lot of information out there on social media, people sharing information that I personally think they shouldn't be sharing. They, bombard us with information that we need and what we don't need. How do you decide what to share and what not to share on social media?
So I think for me, I have over time studied and understood the psychology behind social media, and it's really a place where people want to be entertained and informed, and educated and all of that. So the question I ask myself is, what I'm putting out, does it fall within any of these categories? Is it going to entertain people? And if it's going to entertain people, do I want to share information about myself or my personal experiences just for laughs, or to educate or to inspire? So understanding the reason behind what I share is what helps me streamline the kind of information I put on social media. Yeah.
Okay. So how can you, or have you ever shared something online that you later regretted? How did you handle it?
Have I shared something? No, no, I don't think I've shared anything online that I mean, unless of course by online we mean what we also share on our WhatsApp status. I mean, that's online as well, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, I think I may have shared a couple of things that I probably shouldn't have shared,
Mhm.
and I would just put it down. Really, at the end of the day,
You take it down
yeah,
and
just take it down.
apologize. So,
Well, it might not even be something that requires apology. It might just be oversharing. You just put it out there, and then you realize that, oh, this is a
too
little
much
too much, or someone
information.
just sends you a message like that's too much. So you just put it down, really. Yeah.
Okay. All right. How do you balance staying authentic with protecting your personal life from public scrutiny?
So people always put the best versions of themselves out there on social media
Yeah,
because that's what people want to see.
exactly.
And so understanding that nobody really wants to be seeing all the down parts of it, so just put the happy part, put the part that will help people, inspire people, educate people,
Mhm.
entertain them, and stay true to yourself in your, inner spaces with your inner
Yeah,
circle,
yeah.
but just don't put out everything. It doesn't make sense. Yeah.
It doesn't make sense
It
actually.
doesn't.
It's not everything that you have to share.
True.
Okay, so what impact do you think oversharing has on the mental health of and well-being of our viewers?
Uh, so it causes a lot of comparison,
Mhm.
feelings of inadequacy.
Yeah,
It just doesn't allow people to see themselves for who they are.
true.
And I was saying this to a friend recently. I said, think about back then when we didn't have social media the way we have it. You don't know what's going on in another person's life. You only know what's going on in
Mm,
the lives of the people that are within your, present environment. You don't know who
yeah.
is buying a car, traveling to Dubai, doing all kinds of winning in life,
Mm-hmm.
basically. So too much of viewing all of that makes you question yourself, and you don't become gracious to yourself. You don't
Yeah.
also appreciate the progress that you're making. And so you're already comparing your life to other people when we're really on different races.
Mhm.
So that kind of impacts people adversely, and it's not really good for the
It's not
mind.
good because it makes everyone feel that you're in a competition to
Yeah,
win,
yeah.
and
Everybody's
if you're
waiting for
not
their own
doing
turn.
what every other person is doing, then you're
Yeah,
not,
you're
you
not
know,
making it.
yeah, you're not making it
Yeah,
basically. Yeah, so you have
absolutely.
to, yeah, true. All right, in your opinion, what are the main benefits of having a strong online presence?
So the benefits are using it to do what you need to do, right? Like I said, being able to reach 1,000 people in one day
Mm,
is such a blessing in the age and time that we're living in.
yeah.
Because let me use musicians for instance. Remember back then when musicians would do a song, the distribution process is always a lot. You see people selling CDs on the street,
Yeah.
but now you just do your song upload and you have
Mm-hmm.
thousands of people.
True.
So why not take advantage of that to sell your market, tell your
Mm.
story, educate, entertain, whatever it
Promote
is
your
that you
brand.
promote your brand, whatever it is that you do, just make sure it's authentic and take advantage of these golden opportunity that our time and age has given to us that was not there before,
Yeah.
and make the most of it.
Nice. Do you think there are risks, to sharing too much about yourself on social media? What
Mm.
are they?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, everyone has secrets, personal experiences that they don't want to share with other
Mm.
people. So when you put it out there on social media, you're exposing yourself in a way that you're not supposed to. I remember a couple of years back, I had a friend who, an acquaintance basically, who shared something on Facebook. I don't know what was going on that day, but I remember she shared having issues with her husband, and she just put all the information out there on social media. A couple of months later, I reached out and I'm like, hope everything is okay. And I was like, yeah, everything is fine. So there's a saying that the internet never forgets.
Mm-hmm.
So when you put it out there in the heads of everyone, everything might have been fine between you and the person,
Yeah.
but in the head of people, something is still going wrong. And
Yeah.
even if you come out to say everything is fine, they would not believe it because the first information they've already taken it.
Yeah.
So because you know the internet never forgets, you don't want to put certain things out there
Yeah.
because your children will see it. It
Mhm.
will always be there, all kinds of things. So always just be
Many
careful.
years later.
Many years later, do you get what I'm saying? So it's dangerous to
Yeah.
just overshare on social media.
Unless you have one hacker that can go and delete whatever information.
Delete
Because I
it.
remember one movie star like that, one of these TV shows
Yeah.
that, he didn't never knew that something he posted years ago would come and affect him, and he was removed from that series and all
Mm,
that. So I guess there are so many risks. It's better
absolutely.
to avoid being a victim, or
Exactly.
someone that is
Mm.
affected by something you probably made, a mistake you made,
Mhm.
when you were much younger and didn't
Mhm.
understand or
Yeah.
know better,
Yeah,
and
that's
things like
true.
that. Yes. So how has your relationship with social media changed as your following has grown?
Um, so I think even now, when people follow me, I'm always curious as to, because there's or even though I'm in the field of media, and I do voiceovers and the rest of them, and content creation generally. So I'm always curious as to, oh, why did this person follow? What kind of information does this person want? Is this person entertained? Do they
Mm.
feel inspired? Are they educated? So it allows me to interact with them, because when people follow me, oh, I try to interact with them. I'm like, hey, I'm glad you're here. What is it about my page that caught your attention? So it also helps me to know the kind of content that I want to push out. It just helps me to streamline and know what really appeals to my audience. And so it helps me to give them that. Back in the day, you could just put out an advert on TV. You might not get immediate feedback. So you don't even know
Mm.
whether you're doing right or wrong.
Yeah.
So, but the age and time that we're living in just allows you to have that,
You have
real
immediate
life,
feedback.
exactly,
Yeah.
feedback, and it helps you to modify what you're doing already.
Okay. So, talking about oversharing, an online presence, what's your general opinion, and what advice would you give people, generally, whether celebrities or just, normal people that are not really out to share? What would you tell them?
So before you share, ask or answer the question, why? Before you share, just why do I want to share this? What is this going to do? Is it going to make an impact? Is it going to break someone down? Is it going to inspire somebody? Is it going to help somebody? Why do you really want to share it? You know what I mean? Sharing things that are obscene, that are just not worthy of sharing, just because you have, audience. It's always appalling to see people do things like that. So answer the question of why you want to share it, and when you've answered that question and you see that there's really no relevance in why you want to put that thing out, maybe you have a rethink of why you want to put it out there. And also ask yourself, what am I doing with social media? Am I using social media to show people that my life is perfect, I'm living a good life? What am I really doing with social media, and what was social media created for? So have being able to answer those questions will really give direction to how you put out content on social media.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
know some people try to use social media as, for publicity stunts,
Mm, mm.
trying to gain followings and
Yeah,
all that.
and
So,
it's become addictive to some people, because
yeah.
the things that they do is like, Why?
Why? True. Why?
It's
Like
a why?
why?
Why did you put that there? Is it just for likes?
Like maybe
Is it
they
just
had
for
a
comments?
momentarily what do you call it, breakdown,
Well,
psychotic break.
it's always why, really.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. All right, thank you. But we'll come back and discuss more. We'll take a break,
Okay.
and then when we come back, we'll talk more on the digital landscape generally. All right, next up on your weekend is this report, and it's in Niger, and it's to mark Nigeria at 64. Enjoy.